every now and again, you sometimes hear about a game, and you're like, huh, that could be not half bad. Then the reviews come in, and it's garbage. Fortunately, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a series on this game, nothing else to do. So we're here, with Driftwood, that I believe $8,000 Kickstarter, and we got this. And now there's another Kickstarter to finish the game. Sorry if I'm going in a little bit cynical. There's just been a lot of negative reviews. Maybe it'll be good. I mean, I'd like for it to be. I don't think it will be, but, we can hope. There's hope. Let's hope. So, first time doing a visual novel since, like, May. And that was Fault Milestone, and, that... Not counting that, first time since, what? Umineko? Wait, or would it be Kusaya? Oh, here we are. Let's jam. It's made with Renpi. Renpai. And it's 800 by 600, so it's going to be a good one. Today is a good day. The sound of children frolicking about and adults conversing fills the air, mixing with the aroma of budding flowers and recently cut grass. Does it bug anyone else that the text rose instantly? The sun is radiating warm light onto the grassy hilled park area, and a soft, rolling breeze inspires the fields of green to sway and dance rhythmically. Rhythmically? Groups of people sit around wooden tables and talk amongst themselves, while others lie and unwind on blankets, letting the stress of their lives leave them for a short while. For a short time, rather. It's a perfect place to play soccer or football, or take a cat nap. So which soccer and which football? Where are we? Or like me, you could be waiting to meet with a special someone in the forest in the middle of winter. I'm totally going to call the first episode the English Katawa Shoujo. Been prepping for this day for what seems like weeks. Oh, waiting, thinking, contemplating. Wondering how I should get here, what the first thing we'll talk about will be. I've even formed a list of questions to ask if the conversation lags. Although I know no matter how hard I memorize the questions, I'll forget them the moment we speak. She has that effect on me. The concept of love is getting rid. Wait, we already have a girlfriend. Why do we even need to play the game? It's gut-wrenching if you really think about it, especially for someone my age. Never had a girlfriend, and I'm going to be a senior in high school next year. I know, sad, right? This feels like my last chance to have a relationship before being swept off into the real world. Small buzz from my phone in my pocket catches me slightly off guard, having been overthinking the whole situation again. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Pull my phone out, shutting it in my palm as I look down to read the text message. Oh, it's my mom! Have a good date! Sweet. What, you telling your mom you're on a date? What a loser! This guy talks to his mom. Loser! Hope you have a great time. My mother can be such a pain sometimes, always checking up on me and making sure everything is going well. Overprotective is an understatement. I sighed, deciding not to answer, so I flicked through my history of messages, rediscovering the text from the night before. So this is like 2010s then, I'm assuming? Maybe present year, 2016? Michaela. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., near the State House. Glanced down towards the time on my phone, but the sound of my name coming from a familiar voice makes me freeze. Marcus! Marcus! Okay, I'm sorry. Look, that's... out of all the names you could choose for a main character, you chose Marcus. Like, there's at least, like, one better option. My heart thumps a little faster and I turn it as smoothly as possible. Oh, there's me! She stands a few feet in front of me, blue eyes meeting my own gaze as we stare at each other clumsily. Gaze. Gaze, I'm not for sure you are, opening your eyes. Takes me a few moments to realize I need to say something, and by then my cheeks are already a heated red. Hey, how are you? What is she doing? I'm imitating... That... Like, I know poses and VNs are weird, but... Why did I say VNs instead of visual novel? Because I'm cool as heck. Duh. But... Come on, this is too much. It's too far. My voice cracks at the very end of my sentence, and I feel like I've just been prodded with a hot iron. For Christ's sakes, pull it together. Yeah, we gotta get Alyssa with her hair down to fall in love with us. You know, I made that joke just because of her, but shoot. Hold on. Alyssa, Everlasting Summer. What color are Alyssa? Oh, okay, her eyes are orange. Okay, you got me this time, Gib. Driftwood, I'm on to you. Michaela doesn't seem to mind my voice creaking towards a high pitch. Instead, she smiles at my embarrassment. Doing alright, you? I'm feeling pretty good. That's him dying. She offers me a small smile and looks around, admiring the park's atmosphere before taking in a deep, relaxed breath. So where do you want to go first? I tilt my head slightly to the side and scratch the back of my neck as I try to remember where in all... Oh, he said a bad word. Oh no. Oh, don't tell my mom I said that. I planned for us to go first. I spitball the first thing that comes to mind, which was an ice cream cart I had passed a few minutes prior. Just thinking maybe we could go grab lunch and get ice cream from somewhere nearby. Maybe in either order. That sounds good to me. I nod, slightly relieved that she seemed to agree with me. You traced my steps from earlier, now accompanied by Michaela. Michaela, the only girl who's ever shown any interest in me aside from asking me for help with homework. Here we are on a date getting ice cream. Sounds lame, but I can't help but smile to myself in disbelief. Order 2 cones, 1 chocolate and another vanilla. If she got vanilla, you know, then she's worst girl. Worse despise chocolate ice cream. I have no idea why, because I'll eat chocolate bars or candies without any repugnance. But the moment it becomes a cold melting solid, it makes my mouth taste sour just thinking about it. Ick. 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 I keep my opinions to myself, though. She's welcome to enjoy what she likes, as long as she doesn't make me taste it. Okay, so she got chocolate. Okay, so she's not worst girl yet, but... After a moment of silence, Michaela turns to me with a puzzled expression. So how come you've never told me you liked me before? The question is a little blunt, but I'm forced to answer. I've known her since freshman year, and we've always been good friends, hanging out and doing stuff with our friend group and such. But over the past few months, I started to develop feelings for her. I was just nervous, I guess. I don't like the thought of being rejected. Well, I mean, who does? True, but what made you think I'd reject you? Poor self-esteem, I guess. Never really gotten anywhere talking to girls. Wow, this guy is literally me. Wow. That's silly. It's just like talking to anyone else. We talk all the time. That doesn't really feel that way. I don't know what you're saying. She sighs instantly and shakes her head. Think you're too down on yourself. Oh, yeah. No, compliment me, not Marcus, okay? And you've always seemed like a nice guy. She pauses and smiles up at me, reaching over to delicately loop her free arm around my... Oh, dude. Be careful, you might even hold hands with her. Besides, I said yes. Now, isn't that proof enough you had a chance with the girl? Oh, that's true. Want to go on a date with you if I didn't actually think you were a cool guy. Oh. So she's talking to me or Marcus here. Not nervously. This feeling of Michaela's body pressing gently into me is more than enough to reassure me in my doubts. Just on the side. Inside. If you say so. One thing I liked about Katawa Shoujo, that hopefully this game does, is that, you know, compared to a lot of, like, you know, self-insert, you know, protagonists, Hisao has a little bit of a personality. You can kind of see that in the different rounds. Because of what he does with, what's her name? The girl in the beginning, who she writes him a letter in Katawa Shoujo. He does different things with it regarding what route you go, and it kind of shows that he develops too, not just, you know, the main heroine and other characters. That's just something I liked about Katawa Shoujo, and, you know, I hope this game doesn't just have stick in the mud, well, is that the right term? Self-insert main character, which it seems to be going for right now. Cough to clear my throat and look towards Michaela with a still uncertain look. So want to go grab lunch uptown? So first you get ice cream, then you get lunch. Michaela, unfazed by my uncertainty, simply tightens her arm around mine, smiling. I mean, You're doing this in the reverse order. Sure, I didn't get a chance to get breakfast today, so I'm pretty hungry. We step out of the green fields of the park and into the hustle and bustle of the busy city streets that were congested with people walking, biking, and driving. We wait at a crosswalk, looking at our ice creams. Wait, ice creams? Plural of ice cream. Oh, is that, what is the, Wiktionary. What's ice cream? Uh, Plural ice creams. Oh, really? Really? Okay. Watching humanity go by person. Each living his or her own intricate lives, separate from anyone else's, yet ultimately connected. Here I am, standing on the side of the street with the girl of my dreams. Well, maybe that's an exaggeration, but I really do like her. So worried about actually trying to make this work, but in reality, everything is going stupendously, at least for the first date. The crosswalk signal, but, dude, we have so many death flags right now. Truck, here it comes. Vroom, vroom. Signal flashes white, and we cross the street and turn, making our way down the sidewalk towards the section of Boston we both know has a lot of good restaurants. We finish our ice cream and cut down the side street off the main road to shave a few minutes off the walk. We could even beat the lunch rush hour if we hurry. So what do you feel like? What are you feeling like for lunch? I'd say we have a little time before everyone is out grabbing food. Nothing too crazy. Maybe just chop. Oh, gun. Oh, okay. Oh, bang. I see. 4 repetitive pops that make my body cringe. Michaela's body has the same reaction and she falls silent, eyes widen with terror and curiosity. The street is eerily hushed for the next few moments, making my skin tingle and shiver with suspense. A group of 3 men step out from the building and onto the cement blocks of the sidewalk with a hurried pace. The men are wearing ski masks with body armor strapped across their chests and legs. 2 of them carry briefcases and dive into the car parked parallel to the building. The last figure, also wearing a mask, bolts out of the building and pauses halfway from the entrance to the vehicle. He glances up the sidewalk and then in the other direction, where his eyes meet ours. Hey! He immediately yells something out in a foreign language I can't understand, to which the man in the car responds. In the masked man's right hand is a pistol, in the left a briefcase. What looks like crinkled dollar bills are caught between the leather frame of the case. Okay, that facial expression. I've noticed a discrepancy. Now, her hair was orange. Now it's blonde. I mean, I know Everlasting Summer liked to play with art styles because every CG was in a different style, but, you know, at least, oh, well, you know, sure. Swing in front of Michaela, arms extended to protect the person who means the most to me. It's your first date, man, come on. I'll never be able to forgive myself if anything was to happen to her. Bank robbery? Those still happen? I'll go silent for what seems like an eternity. The foreign-speaking man and I share a long gaze, watching each other's movements, each small action carefully observed. Each breath I take infects my body with an unbearable amount of stress. Sweat shingles down my neck as my extremities grow numb. Extremities? I have never heard that before. Once. The furthest point or limit of something. The extreme degree or nature of something. Michaela, run! Mutter under my breath for Michaela to run. She only responds with a whimper. But before I could say something, the sound of police sirens could be heard approaching. Oh, thanks, police. In response, the man raises his hand, pointing the barrel of the gun towards our heads. Mikey's telling him to stop. Why don't you tell him to stop? The man's finger tightens around the trigger of the gun. He's decided to kill. Pardon me? Why would he not just, leave? It'd be like, a few seconds quicker, he'd save a few bullets, or, if he needs to, take a hostage. Why kill? Because, it's not like a witness matters. They have a mask. They know they robbed the place. Get down. The sound of the first bullet flying by my head is quickly interrupted by the stinging sensation of pain drilling through my left shoulder. Oh. Oh. My body jerks back and I'm forced to lean onto Michaela for support as I feel my whole world crumble around me. The echo that rings through my ears from the two bullets being fired reverberates around the after the round has already punctured my body. Sorry, it's been a long time. Come on now. It takes a long time for the sound to dissipate, but once it does, silence settles in and my sight fades to black and gray hues. My breathing unsteady and shaken. Or this could be like a distraction for the police, so they have to like, get his body, call an ambulance, But I mean, that doesn't sound like, an optimal tactic. The silence amplifies the pain surging through my body. I feel like screaming, crying for help, making some kind of noise. When nothing comes, I can hardly even breathe. Can't do anything. Is this what it feels like to die? The masked man who shot me turns on his heels and runs. So, you shoot him, but what was the point? Like, what did he stand to gain from doing that? Slowly but sure, or maybe, he was like, he had a dare, like, somebody double dog dared him even, to shoot the next guy he sees. I don't know. And I feel the weight of my body squeezing down through the joints of my legs against the sidewalk. I collapse. My gaze rolls upwards with the last ounce of strength in my body to see Michaela trying to hold me up, horrified look on her face. Tears streaming. Tears? Tears. I mean, yeah, I get that. You probably, but... Oh, okay, there they are. There they go. Her mouth is moving, probably screaming for help, maybe telling me I'll be okay, or bringing me to say something, yet I can't hear a thing. Well, my strength is dissipating. My body feels numb. My eyes slowly drift closed as I see black tendrils waving in my limited vision. My neck goes limp and I manage to catch a glimpse of the blood-coated sidewalk and street once more. The last thing I saw is the car full of men driving away, escaping the scene of the crime. And I spent the next all game tracking them down, leaving me to die. I'm using fraps, so I don't know how long I've been going. I'm gonna make a save there. My vision is filled with an empty expanse, which seemingly goes on forever. Is this 7? Can't be. I open my eyes as wide as I can, only to be forced to squint against the brightness of the blaring light, which shocks my pupils into shrinking. I blink a few times, trying to recover more of my sight from the white field ahead of me. Images begin to come into view, walls, paintings, furniture, and the bed beneath me. As I process what I'm seeing, my hearing returns to me. I can make out the sound of people speaking. Follow the sound with my eyes. A television sits on the table across the room. It's tuned to a news channel. The fourth shooting this month, leaving 3 dead and 2 injured. Officials suspect that these attacks are linked with local gangs associated with the Mexican drug cartel. We'll update the story, but we'll speak with an ex-gang member and his take on the recent events after a short break. Where the heck, pardon my French, am I? I'm a fan of that show, gotta be honest. I lean forward, motivated to explore my new surroundings, but I'm greeted with a sharp ping that bridges the seething pain across my chest, forcing me fully into consciousness. Whining out in agony gains the attention of a man in a turquoise gown I hadn't noticed until now, standing beside my bed, pressing me back down into the mattress. First I feel threatened and try to break away, but then my sense of smell finally kicks in. The man is wearing latex gloves. The smell of the gloves mixes with the scent of sterile, antiseptic wafting around the room. It's unnatural. Oh no. Based on the man's appearance, the bright lighting in the bed, I'm in the hospital. Woo! 10 points! And I'm alive. Well, I'm alive? Okay. Thinking aloud, staring forward at nothing in particular as I unclog the gears of my mind. Man nods, settling me back down into the hospital bed. Yes, you're alive. Oh. Wow. Didn't see that one coming. I am alive. This is reality. So that means Michaela, and she's dead. Oh. If she's dead, then I'm done, game. You're too edgy. I quickly dart my eyes upwards toward this man, struggling to keep my words up to speed with my thoughts. What about Michaela? She alright? Who? Gag out at the thought of Michaela being dead because of me, and I raise my voice to a panicked yell. Blonde hair. She clearly had I mean, I can kind of get, but she has to be alive. Can you not just, like, go into Photoshop, like, get the paint bucket, just dump that on her orange hair to turn it yellow? The doctor leans back in a nearby chair, a quizzical look coming over his scruffy chin face. I think I saw her visiting yesterday. She has a soft voice, very gentle. Let out a sigh of release, my body collapsing back into my bedding. Sacrifice wasn't in vain then. Yeah, that's her. Lucky, you know. The doctor chuckles as he scans over a few pages of my patient chart. Looked to him curiously, unsure of how I lived through the encounter. Couldn't I could care less. How lucky I am. Wait. That got it wrong! That's it! Save! This game sucks! It's I couldn't care less. Not that you could care less. That implies that, assuming, you know, caring, the minimum amount of caring is 0. That means you at least care 1. I guess that's... Realistically, I assume that's true, but I mean, it's meant to show that, you know, he's more... Driftwood, come on! Shows me a small diagram of the human body, a circle drawn on the top of the left shoulder. Treated to death. Marcus Fiek. I glance at him with a slight unbelieving expression. Offers a smug grin at my cynicism, tapping his pen against his lower lip. Bullet missed her ribcage, lungs, clavicle, and spine by a few millimeters. Forced to look back on the paperwork in disbelief as I instinctively try to take a look at my left shoulder, leaving me met with the same sensation of pain from earlier. Ah! That's my new ow noise. Pretty good, right? Doctor sits up, quickly setting my head back in a comfortable position under the pillow of the hospital bed. Instantly, I kick my legs up, even if the movement itself is agonizingly painful. I feel a sense of relief run over me again, relaxing me. Not paralyzed either. Make the effort to test out my right arm, giving it a slow roll and lifting it slightly before it flops back onto the other, back down over at my side. Just doing it, that was exhausting. But at least I still have control over my body. Managed to only receive a bit of muscle tissue damage. So you're not going to be able to do much for the next few weeks. Till then, rest. Don't need it for when your mother shows up again. She was hysterical when you first visited. The doctor provides a friendly smirk. Oh, oops. That can only be returned with my weak smile. Must have had a mental breakdown when she learned what happened to me. Give the doctor a small nod, peering back down at the diagram once more before he takes it away. Stuffing it under his arm. Thank you. It's the most I can say before I feel my head slumping back against the cushion of my bedding in fatigue. Close my eyes, letting myself drift back into a cushion. Sorry, I was joking. No, I guess I did shoot death, huh? How about that? I'm gonna call it there. Don't make me ever play this again, guys. So don't leave a like, don't view this. Don't just... How do you travel back in time, if you have that technology, to stop yourself from viewing this? So I cannot give myself an excuse to play more. Please. No, I just. I will probably do more. I'd like to at least finish her out before I say, you know, this game sucks, or maybe in the off chance that it's good, you know, I'll be like, oh wow, this is a solid visual novel, but, you know, because, you know, maybe it's just okay, you know, people like hating on okay things, but just because they're okay doesn't mean they're bad, you know, and it could be good as well, you know, I don't know, although, one thing that kind of bothered me, it kind of felt like it was, I guess, mimicking that kind of visual novel way of monologuing rather than actually doing it itself. Maybe that was just me, but it kind of felt forced. Maybe that's just because I'm going in with, you know, a pretty negative mindset. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'll probably be back. I'll try to start uploading at least once a week again. Sorry. See you next time. Bye.